Hope you guys have your tea ready, because you know I do, because I'm gonna be spilling some more tea again. Hi guys, it's Danny. Nice to see you guys again. It has been officially a year since I posted my leaving an alcoholic boyfriend video. If you haven't seen it, I'm gonna put that in the link in the description below. For the 2-year update, I wanted to start with talking about the aftermath. So there was a lot of drama that came with posting that video for my ex. I got verbally attacked by his friends, his family, and his current girlfriend at the time. Just really awful, nasty things were said about me, and of course they were all untrue. I'm sure, you know, with alcoholism there comes a lot of shame. So he probably denied everything and called me a big fat liar to most of his friends and family. And you know, they probably believed him, you know, but everything that I said in that video was 100% true, and I have receipts. I could post the pictures of the head through the wall and the text that I sent him on Easter. So I was not lying. I was literally just telling my story. And in the video, I also didn't say anything negative about my ex. I didn't say, yeah, he's an asshole and he was the worst ever. Like, I just said the facts. I said every single thing that happened to me because it was accurate. I wasn't bad-mouthing. I never would do that because I'm not that type of person. But anyways, the tea. This was a message that I got from his girlfriend after I posted the video. Basically saying that the license being taken away was because of his seizure disorder. And I shouldn't talk about PTSD because I actually wasn't in an abusive relationship. And she ended it with this. Danielle, play some classical music when you read this. You don't want this shit, you dumb bitch. Enough with trying to sell your bullshit victim act. Good luck in life, to be honest, because if there's anything that you'll be trending for, it's a cringy, pathetic, low-life fraud. Tell your therapist what's really going on so you can get the help you actually need. There, and that was all she wrote. I wanted to make a note that his girlfriend at the time and him are no longer together. They're not together anymore. I wonder why. Was it because I was telling the truth? I didn't respond. I didn't respond to the attacks his family did too. His mother made a huge post on Facebook about how I live with a sugar daddy and like I was a hoe and like I was, you know, at the time I was doing some modeling work and I did some boudoir and they were just like, ho, slut. Just called me every name in the book. But guess what? They never addressed the problem that I was talking about. Was his addiction and his alcoholism and his lying. No. But I was a hoe, and I was a slut, and I was a fraud. Honestly, I'm laughing about it now, but at the time, last year, I literally was like a wreck about it, and I was like, should I even have posted that video if I'm gonna get all this backlash? But in the end, it ended up helping so many people, and I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, when I first posted my story, it was not easy. So I wanted to go on with my update with my ex. I just want you guys to know that I spoke to a family member of his, and he apparently stopped drinking 2 months ago, which I'm happy for him. I want him to be sober. I want him to better his life. So I applaud that 100%. And I also wanted to add that ever since I left last May, I have not seen him since. I haven't seen him since the last day I said goodbye. And I think that really helped me because I was in such a vulnerable, emotional state that if I saw him again, I'm sure I would have caved and I just would have got back together with him. And I realize that's the case for so many women out there who are afraid of being alone, that they're just like, I'll just stick with it because I don't want to be alone. If you think being with an alcoholic is worse than being alone, it's not. It's not at all. Trust me. I have codependency issues that I personally deal with, and that was a huge factor into me staying with toxic relationships. Like my last ex that I was dating in the video that I said before. That was a toxic relationship on another level. But I set my bar so low because I was like, oh, he's not an alcoholic and he'll take me on dates. That was it. That was literally it. It was such a toxic relationship. But again, these are learning experiences, and I'm learning what kind of partners that I want and what kind of person's gonna be compatible with me. But I really suggest that you also try being alone for a little while and not jump from relationship to relationship. And I was alone after my last ex. And, you know, I did a lot of self-love, self-reflection, and like really getting down to my codependency issues. Well, it's not so much of an issue as it is something that you just need to work on. And when you start feeling those codependency things come back up again, just kind of nip it in the bud and just be like, oh, I recognize this pattern of behavior. For those of you who are still in these alcoholic relationships, who are afraid of being alone, they're the love of their life, you know, excuse, we have kids together, we're married, but your stress and anxiety is through the roof, especially if your partner is not getting the help that they need. If they're not going to AA, they're not going to get medication, they're not going to therapy, the list goes on and on. If they're not actively trying to cope and heal themselves inside, emotionally, mentally, they are never going to get better, and they're always going to rely on alcohol unless they find a healthy outlet, exercising or doing more hobbies or hiking. Literally anything will do. You know, when you're with somebody who refuses help, you're with someone who is slowly deteriorating. And I say that because I've experienced it. The seizures, the withdrawals, the anger, the emotional trauma, like it is way too much to deal with. And if you think that's better than being alone, I'm telling you it's not. When I first left, I had the biggest breath of fresh air. I felt like I was breathing in different air because I had this huge, monstrous weight lifted off my shoulders. And it was amazing. It was life-changing. It really was. But it took a lot of courage for me to leave. And, you know, 2 years later, I rarely think about it. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't think about him, and I don't really think about their relationship that often. And that's not because it's not for any specific reason, it's not out of spite, it's just because I'm healing. And I feel like I've truly, almost 98% have healed from the emotional trauma that I went through. Like, truly, I don't really think about it. Blocking, doing all that, making sure that you don't see their shit, or just live your own life. Please, live your own life, block, don't see what they're doing. It'll just eat you up inside. Especially when you just see that they're just still continuously getting worse and worse and worse, because you're just like, damn. So, with that said about growth and finding myself and, you know, looking back and learning from my mistakes and relationships have been so super helpful to me. But I will say, I am in a new relationship and it is the healthiest relationship. I've been so used to toxicity and chaos, and I attract it for some reason, and I feel like I can fix somebody, you know? And that is a really hard trait to have when you're with an alcoholic, because you're like, I can fix them. It's not true. They're the only person that can fix themselves, and that's a fact. But this relationship is just so healthy, like in a way that I didn't really know what a healthy relationship was. There, I said it. I was not used to healthy relationships, so the fact that I'm in one now at 28 years old, it is kind of like one of these mind-boggling things where I'm just like, oh, is that what it's supposed to be like? I'm treated with respect and you respect my boundaries and you care about what I think and what I feel. He is so kind and understanding and sweet to the point where I'm just like, is this an act? And it's not. It's just a healthy relationship. It's what it's supposed to be like. He looks me in the eye and he tells me, you know, the past is what makes you who you are today. It shapes you and your character to who you are today, and I accept you for it. I accept everything about you. And having someone say that is literally like, I feel the exact same way about him. So I am in a very healthy relationship now, and I am the happiest that I have been in years. Years! All that stress and anxiety, constant, every single day, anxiety up, not knowing what's wrong. It was my relationships that I was in. The chaos and toxicity just fueled my anxiety. Like I said, I don't even think about my alcoholic ex at all, really. Sometimes I will, and I'll look back and think, why did I put up with that shit? And that's the tea. I think, why did I put up with that shit? It's crazy. And I do realize how hard it is to leave somebody, especially in a pandemic, especially in quarantine. I can't imagine. But don't leave that as an excuse. Quarantine with friends, quarantine with family. Get out. It's what's best for you and your mental health, and I can't stress that enough. So I guess I'm gonna wrap it up by just saying thank you for everybody who commented under my first video, messaged me privately, and you know, we gave each other words of encouragement. I'm still doing that today. If you need a pick-me-up or just a little bit of boost of confidence and courage, please DM me on Instagram or comment under any of my videos, and I'd be happy to be that friend for you. Truly, I don't mind at all. I have talked to so many people across the world, and it's been amazing, and I love being that person to step in and be like, listen, I've been in this situation and it's not fun. I'm not encouraging people to leave their spouses or partners. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if they don't get help and refuse to work on themselves and still drink a bottle of vodka, take down a 12-pack of beer a night, and drink their problems away, leave. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, so I just wanted to say thank you again. Maybe I'll make a 3-year update, or you know, maybe I'll do a Q&A, whatever you guys want. Thank you again for listening to my update story. I really, really, really think having the support system built around these videos for partners and spouses of alcoholics is so important, because you are not alone, and I see you. Until next time, bye.